Hello, welcome back. Tonight I will speak about the collection of grimoires that is called Galactica. And Galactica is a digital collection that includes all my 11 grimoires, which are different grimoires, different books on different thematics, but all are inspired by the book of King Solomon, Ars Goetia. And the thematic of tonight will be the grimoire of Vassago. And I'm very happy to speak about Vassago because I didn't really speak yet in detail about him and how the idea came to me and how I saw him, and it was very unexpected. It seemed just for a split second I was taken to the place where Vassago resides, and all that I saw was the entrance of a palace. There were many birds there. It's like an open palace, very beautiful. The color of the there's a specific red, I forgot the name. It is found in the fresca, Italian fresca. It is like red, but a special type of red, and yellow. The walls of that palace is very much in this, painted in these colors. And what I saw in that vision was that it was an open door, like a door, like an entrance without door, but in a round way. It has like an arch on the top, and on that top of the arch, inscribed on the door, were two doves, one on the left, one on the right. Almost to say, well, they were there at the door, encrusted at the entrance of the palace of Vassago, were these two doves, but of course you were able to see real doves as well. So very much element of the birds, but these type of birds that were kept in the past in palaces, like little birds, little papagayi, or little colorful little birds, as well with the doves. Animals birds, they don't hunt each other. They are not predator birds. They are some birds which are predator, they hunt, and there are others who eat seeds, who are not, they do not eat meat, the little ones, those type of birds. And of course those type of birds need a special type of flowers. There's a lot of flowers in the palace of Vassago, and they're very beautiful, like green. These flowers will smell very nice, or different type of flowers which or trees that are necessary for the birds. But the most strong symbol of Vassago were these two doves. So it was to say, well, the story opens in this chamber of Vassago and with the element of the doves, and then it's like where the story takes us, what happens in that palace, who is Vassago. So all this I developed in the Grimoire of Vassago. And from the feeling of it was, the vision, I said, what I saw was little, and I did see Vassago. He did speak to me at the entrance. When I appeared at the entrance, he was there inviting me, and he was already telling me about the doves and telling me about the story as well. And there was a lot of white. I remember white light. It was to say, it was a vision as well. That palace is the palace of Vassago, which I believe is exists in a place, very unique, very special place, in one place. Then we have the element of the clouds, of course. When we speak about doves or birds, we say, well, it is always when we see the birds, we see the sky with the clouds or not. No, it's the element of that correlation between birds and the sky or the clouds. And the sun was, I would say, very bright, very strong, shining. Too is an element of Vassago. That strong sunlight, the rays of the sunlight. And of course the color white of the two doves. Well, the two doves were both white. The two represent something special as well. It has a meaning. Why white and why two and why the doves? So the doves, say, they are the symbol of Vassago. That's why the doves, the birds, these are the symbol of Vassago. And Vassago loves birds, loves that element of the environment of a palace that is in symbiotic life now with the element of nature included in the element of the house. So well, the material with the element of the non-material in some way, or something that is transparent or not able to be seen. There's a certain distance now. Well, if the doves are flying at a certain height, you are not able to see very much. So there is the element of the doves flying, no? So well, their birds are made for flying. Of course, they fly. And the chamber, that entrance of that place where I saw Vassago and the two engraved doves, so they were the symbol of the doves, no, at the entrance of that arch of the door, which was open, as I said. It was a door without door, no? It was a open entrance, which of course has a meaning to say that it is that one is welcome there. It is not closed door, no? And I remember the feeling, of course, when I saw this vision, because so in the vision you don't only see, but you feel those elements as well. And it almost made me think of something that I always knew but I forgot, something that came back from very far, far, far away, back to me, that I thought I forgot, or that I was able to find again, and that joy and that happiness that it brought me. That's the feeling that carries the book of Vassago, the Grimoire of Vassago. That golden light, that golden child, that golden sunlight, the element of the golden doves or the white doves. And as I've said, the palace of Clownneck is all represented in this open space, very warm space, a lot of sun. So well, it is not closed rooms. The rooms don't have ceiling, they are all open, no? They have this type of villas that I have seen in Spain, and inside they have all the nature, no? They have the gardens, you go through the rooms, each room has a different little water, and then you have the trees. It's like entire nature landscape, no? Only in little scale, and then you have the birds, and then and it's a very beautiful environment because you hear the birds singing. It's just so beautiful. And then I remember the joy of Vassago seeing me, and that smile and that warm welcome, and that it was never a question to me that there was nothing negative in any way. It was all very simple, very beautiful. And then I saw Vassago, the element of the golden prince. To say he is a prince, Vassago is a prince. And there's the element of the gold, of course, that speaks about the element of royalty. But say, well, Vassago is a special type of king, is a special type of royal. He is a king of the people. I say it is not the typical king that stays with the crown on the throne. No, he does not. He always moves through the palace. He is part of his environment, as well as the environment offers him a home. There is the element of simplicity and even the joy, no? That how he, it's like the first glance I saw in his face was a smile, and it was always there. It was always an element of love, element of beauty, of joy. You say, well, sometimes joy is even more important than love. Everyone focuses on love, but joy is more important. You say, well, joy is carried by the love, but it is a more high value emotion in my eyes. And almost like there was something that he gave me. He gave me something, and it was a book or something. I remember he gave me something in my hands when I left as well. So well, it is like the perfect guest. No, it's you don't go empty-handed. There's the element of servitude, of gratitude, of sharing something, no? And the element of the smile, this element of the joy, the element of that freedom too, that those two doves experience the element of freedom. There is no lock on the door, there is no built-in door. Everything is open, everything is welcomed. It all has a meaning. It's all connected to a certain image that, let's say, it is as close to perfection as a feeling that I could ever experience was that element where I met Vassago in this vision. Almost like meeting an old friend or meeting someone that already somehow knew me. That's how the discussion went, that's how it felt, that's how it was. Almost like I arrived at the door and maybe I have searched that place and it was difficult to find, and one more moment I found the right door. I was standing in front of the entrance door of the palace of Vassago with the two encrusted white doves. And then of course entering in the palace and having that seeing the beauty, no, it is very, very beautiful, because we have the element of the house or the palace combined with the element of nature, which combine of course the element of all the elements of nature. So, well, nature is not a simple tree, no? Nature is everything. It is, you cannot separate nature from nothing. Everything is nature. And so we have the element of the flight. We say, well, the flight of the butterfly is a specific type of flight. It almost doesn't even seem like flying, no? Almost like it glides through the air. It's element of something very beautiful. We say the butterfly is master of flying, no? Even more than the birds. I say, well, of course, the birds can fly longer distance, you know, but I think that butterflies, even if they don't live long, they are able to fly even more. It is a higher quality of the element of the air, of the element of the flight. And the element of the beauty as well. So, well, there is the element of course, beauty in the element of the butterflies or the element of the birds, but there is a form of delicate, even more delicate beauty. It's that softness that appears as well. So, well, a butterfly is like a softness that glides in the air. You know, it's just like such a beautiful image. The same with the two doves, you know, like the element of, say, well, the two doves who are flying in the sky, you know, together, like creating this circle and creating this type of beauty too that we're able to see in the air. And there are many other very beautiful thematics when it comes to the thematic of Vassago, that of course one can read the Grimoire of Vassago. There is a link in the description box below where with the book of Vassago, where you can buy it as well if you're interested. And for the collection of Galactica, I think Vassago is a grimoire that offers such a special type of beauty that it's extremely, extremely beautiful, and there is a gentleness to it, there is a joy to it, there is something unique in it, in this grimoire that of course the others don't have. There is a different thematic as well, but it brings in the Galactica collection something very, very special. I think Vassago as well, he is called the Prince of Time, where it is the young time, there are differences in time. There is the old time, the ancient times, and the young times, you know, there is, so well, even the fact that he is prince represents an element of the young. And I find his name very beautiful, Vassago, the element of the 2S, no? And it almost speaks like It's like his name, it's almost like it means poetry, or it means something that's correlated to the element of poetry. We say, well, nature is poetic as well, no? And there is a certain luck, a certain charm that comes to Vassago as well. There is a certain type of beauty, no, that one has to discover, of course, for himself as well in the grimoire, because some aspects I don't want to speak too much, because they say, well, it is a little bit a more complicated thematic, no, the way I arrange it in the grimoire. So I don't want to spoil that for anyone. That's why I keep it a little bit more general. At the same time, I do speak about the interesting aspects. I try to focus on those aspects. From the colors, we have the color blue, the color yellow. Then we have this ochre, this type of red, brownish, orange. Very warm, very strong type of colors as well. And we have the blue, as I've said, with the element of the white. Of course, the element of the white is the predominant. The element of the sunlight, or something connected to the element of the sun rays. Someone say something is illuminated, element of the light, no? The element of the outside with the inside. We say, well, the symbiotic elements combined together. And I think the Grimoire of Vassago is a beautiful creation. I think it's a very beautiful grimoire that I do think deserves our attention and our interest, you know, to learn about Vassago and say, well, he does carry something very special. That's why I say I don't want to ruin necessarily the surprise, and it may be different for everyone as well. But for me, Vassago does carry a very special feeling that it felt so simple, almost like floating through time and then arriving suddenly at the place that you never even knew you searched, and then having that experience there, and that beautiful of joy of being very welcomed and being given something, or something that you have seen or learned or experienced, and it's almost like a place that I could stay forever. No one will, you know, ask me to go if I it was a full welcome. It was a full joy, you know, like authentic, real joy. And it was an emotion that I remember I remember it was very touching. It did make me to cry, you know, but it was not sadness of the tears of the cry. It was more that that softness of the heart, of that beautiful poetic that I was able to see and feel. It was correlated to the element of joy, of like experiencing something beautiful, or finding something that you never thought you were searching for, but you did, and you found it. Like this element of the miracle too as well. It's something almost impossible happens, and it is the element of Vassago as well. You know, he is a prince that does have a lot of qualities, and he carries the qualities of good fortune in a good way. You say, what is fortune? Fortune is not money, you know. You cannot equivalate fortune with money. Even if you say, well, we do, because we say, fortune, you have a fortune, you have a lot of money, but fortune is good luck. And monies are not always good luck, no? Sometimes it can be a very negative aspect as well. So it's not correlated. It is just a very separate meaning, actually. And it is not element of Vassago, because in the element of Vassago, it's always something very perfect and very unique, special and beautiful, that creates an element of pure joy and happiness. There is the element of learning as well when it comes to Vassago, but his form of learning is through a very calm and quiet observation, something that does not strain the soul, something that does not strain the body. It is a joy of the heart, a joy of the moment, no? And I think Vassago brings something back to us that somehow has been lost or we have forgotten, something important, that it is positive and it is given with joy. It is that element of consideration to say, well, there's a certain love that one feels that comes from him, and that is the element that is carried through other grimoire. It is full with this aspect from the beginning to end. It is a very, very beautiful, I think, and very very soft air. So well, the verses are carried by a soft air or a soft breeze, and that breeze moves at the same, almost at the same speed or the same level. And if I was to top the Grimoire of Vassago for the collection of Galactica from 1 to 11, I think I will put it at number 8. And I think Vassago does carry many beautiful, unique, of course, say, well, it is a repetition, say, well, unique and special, but it does carry, these two aspects, say, well, it is not wrong, to say, well, it is special and unique. To say, well, in a way it's special, or it can be special in many ways, and unique in many ways as well. And I do invite you to take a look at the book of Vassago, and you can see in the description on the front cover as well the image of that story. It's an image that is carried in the story in the book of Grimoire of Vassago, and on the back cover we have a description of the volume as well. And I do recommend it, of course, to buy it if you feel drawn to it and read it. If you're interested in the collection of Galactica, Galactica is a digital product. It includes 11 different grimoires, and it is over 5,000 pages. That's why it is can only be sold in digital format. Thank you so much for listening. I will continue another time. Until then, all the best to you. Bye.